Hey Battle Buddies and Healthy Heroes, my name is Susie, just an enthusiastic nerd bringing you LARP and fitness content, and this video today is from the national event at Alliance Crossroads. It is an in-game scene on stage at the event where my character is training another character. This video covers a lot of the basic topics. You're going to see the stance, defensible stance, beginner techniques for wrap shots, grip considerations, how you're holding your weapon, warm-up drills, some combos like the first combo that I would teach a beginner we get to in here, and even a few stretches to keep yourself limber and loose as you're starting to work these forearm and wrist muscles more. She meets the human Roland, and Roland does a very good job of asking her directly for some training. My cheetah-kin character, Ukzwe Nikhujo, actually has a soft spot if someone is bold enough to approach her directly and request assistance. She's like, oh, you've got good zeal. Let's see what we can do with you. This was a really fun moment for her, actually, even though she's still a little bit harsh and I had to stay true to the character to be a little bit mean and intense in game. I, as Susie, love helping out people getting used to LARP. I love meeting new players, and I am happy that Nikhujo now has this sort of character flavor that she also, in this stage of her life, is willing to train younger adventurers. It translates really well to give me that chance to be that teacher that Susie likes to be, but in the flavor of Nikhujo, true to character. So please enjoy this in-game scene of my cheetah-kin Ukzwe Nikhujo training the human Roland. I hope some of these beginner combat tips are helpful for you.
Yeah.
Look at this. This guy's name is Roland, and he identifies as a celestialist. He's like, I'm a celestialist. And I was like, okay, so you study books all day? And he was like, well, not exactly. I was like, you have a sword? He was like, yeah, I'm training with the sword. So if there's a dude who's claiming to study magic but trying to get better with a sword, that's respectable. I'm gonna
show him the error of his ways.
I'm gonna go show him how to use a sword better. So I normally train. Well, let me see how long your sword is. Is it shorter or longer?
It's a bit shorter. About the same.
Oh, excellent. And you don't have any other weapons?
I have one, I'm just not good with it.
Then I will be training you with my claws.
Okay. I'm not good at using two at once, but I hope to be there one day when I'm able to.
Well, you know what? One step at a time. I have children, and they are only 2 and 3 years old, so I know what it's like to start at the beginning. So, how do you show me your normal swings and your normal stance?
Oh my God, now that I'm thinking it.
You really are. Just how would you come at me? I'm a monster coming at you. Just swing with the flat of your blade so we don't actually hurt each other, okay?
Right.
Just don't call any numbers. Yeah, okay. Is there a reason you're positioning it in like this, with your elbow out?
If I do it like this, my arm gets tired eventually,
So it's an attrition situation? Okay. My concern, a very easy target is like chops down at elbows. So if you expose your elbow a lot, so dropping the tip of your blade, it depends on how weighted your sword is. Do you often find that you get a proper outer defense if you do a tip drop?
I don't do that often.
Because that is a newer technique for me. And I don't recommend it. What I would recommend for defense, you're gonna have to manage your own fatigue and attrition, but is to hold upright with a outward extension of your wrist. So yes, you have no idea how different it was between here's my elbow as a target, here's nothing. I literally lost sight of your arm because of the angle of your wrist, okay? And so I will have to work harder to wrap around you now to get that target. So a little bit of a twist and a little punch, that is how I tend to defend most efficiently, at least speed-wise. Again, you're gonna have to manage your own muscles for how fatigued it makes you. What do you know about a wrap shot? Okay.
I might know it, I just don't know the name.
Sure. The idea that you extend out and then to get around defenses, you use wrist motion. That's exactly what it looks like, yeah. Yeah, so you're coming in straight with your arm, and then you just kind of like supinate and then flick down. You're up and then flicked down, yep. Yeah, so aim, let me see it on you. Flick. Yeah, is there any reason that you're not extending your range as much as you can? Let me hold this again. Is it weighted such that you want the back weight?
I like the more control since I'm normally used to holding it up.
It is heavier.
Defending.
It is heavier on your pommel, so you might actually find more momentum with it not choked up the whole way. My claws are part of me, so they're very light, so I can really extend them without having any back weight. But you can play around with that, right? So the back weight on it might give you more momentum for a faster wrap, or choking up might give you more control so your muscles can make the faster wrap. Just see how that feels. And then like aim at this shoulder. Yep. So normally I'm almost always two-handed, or you'll find somebody with a shield and you'll be needing to get around it. So this is how I would block, or the shield would be there. Yep, so punch at me. Yeah, see, and I did my little gesture and you got around it. Again. There you go, again. We're gonna block strike, okay? So block strike is, you attack me, you return, I attack you, I return. And we go back and forth. Okay, this is like a warm-up drill to get both the little wrist flick of the defense. Perfect. Don't get too tight, or don't get too loose outwards, or else then you'll open up your shoulders like that. Though those are riskier shots. You'd have to have a very accurate monster to take you on the inside. But if you start opening up your stance too much to defend your elbows, so keep it tight. The drilling is about snapping and returning. Okay? So I'll attack you and then I return. Good. And then I punch out to block. And see if you can get, yeah. We're not connect. Good. See, look at that. You got my shoulder that time. Every other time it was just, block drill, block drill, block drill. And then you gave yourself a little more distance and your tip got in.
Yeah, that's the problem though, is I'm used to defending up here because it's better control. But...
Can you defend from there? Let's drill it a little bit with the range and see how it feels. It might just take a little, you can drill and build up the muscles that will make it easier to control as well. Good. The one thing I will say about drilling is that if you're doing it without clean resets each time, that's when you start to drift and you're not actually developing the muscles that do it anymore. So I like to see snappier back into position. And in a nutshell, don't anticipate. You know we're drilling and I am gonna be doing that, but if you're thinking ahead about it, you're gonna start, you're gonna start cheating and then you're not training the actual reflex. Did I tag in on that one? Yeah, so it's also if you can do a wrap shot, but even like not so much a full twist, but just like a little bit and then chop it downwards, you often get a very juicy, very tight sweep like that. Sorry, am I starting to chew you up there a little too much?
I've been chewed up much worse. Actual monsters, so.
You want to do a little more block striking, or you want to do different locations? How are you feeling?
Training too much of one thing doesn't really lead to a well-rounded skill set, so.
Well, does it feel like a bit of a reflex at least? Do you have the muscle memory felt? Even if it's not full muscle memory, do you feel the motor plan of it?
Yeah.
You want to do it a bit more? Just feel it out once more? You start. Good. This is a good drill. Yeah, see if I would challenge you. I would say you do better with the range. It will tax your muscles more. So pace yourself as you need to. But if you're doing a training session to get stronger, tax your muscles. Okay? Then they'll get stronger. Then you'll get that tip in on people. If you start noticing that your muscles are fatiguing and you can't physically wrap it as fast, then you lose the advantage of the range, so then choke up, okay? That's something that you're just aware, that's your call to make, right? So you decide for yourself, am I going to get my maximum range and work my muscles hardest, or am I gonna stay more in control, maybe not have as much juicy shots, but I need to do what you need to do. Because the most important thing is survival. You understand me? So don't, getting that much stronger is secondary to survival. Never forget that.
Gotta be alive to get stronger.
Exactly, thank you. See, you would not believe how many adventurers don't seem to get that. Go gallivanting off, they're like, I just woke up and I'm totally cold and here I go. And I'm like, you are going to hurt yourself.
I am blessed with weakness, I know. I know just how weak I really am, so.
Let's go. Nice, see, I didn't even get the forearm swipe on it. Nice, and you got the tip in on that one. Okay, do you want to do one more thing? Yeah. I would recommend after you have a tight wrap and you are used to coming back for defense, if you find yourself in a position to push and aggress where you don't have to snap back in to get ready to defend, you can do it like a combo right down the side. I recommend shoulder, hip, and leg. Okay. So we can trade that as well if you want. It's gonna take more wrist. You will find forearms burn, If your shoulder is burning too much, then you're moving too much from your upper arm. There's so much of the finesse of battle is wrist and forearm, so really forearm muscle mass thing. And if it gets tight and it gets sore, hold your blade and just do this. It's a stretch for it. Just pronate, supinate. Yeah, you can get it a little faster, like a little fluid. That'll stretch it out, and then you can go in and out, like thumb and pinky. That's a good stretch for it too, okay? Stretch the planes of your wrists, pronate, supinate, and you could even flex extend, like riding a bike or something. Those are all really good wrists. If you start to get sore here or tight there, those 3 planes will loosen you up a little better.
I normally don't get into melee for that long, so.
Well, if you want to get stronger, you're going to start to get in battles longer, and then you'll feel it more, so. Oh, what do you do? What, you just started glowing. What is that?
That's,
Oh, right, you said you're Celestialist.
Yeah.
So you cast aggressive spells.
when I can.
That's, you know what, see someone else for that, okay?
I'm
You can't smell your enemy if they're that far away and you're throwing magic on them. And what invigorates a hunt more than the scent of their blood, right? So, you know, you're gonna do whatever you want as a human, but I'm just telling you it's a little embarrassing for you.
Trust me, I'm well aware. My range, my aim is horrible, so I've been practicing with the sword so I can get my magic through the blade. So.
There you go. See, for a Celestialist, this human is taking a few steps in a good direction. Roland. Okay. How long have you been adventuring?
Bit over a year.
Pretty fresh. Pretty fresh. Wait, we do a combo drill. Are you too fatigued? No. That's on you to be honest about, because your survival is most important.
I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm just doing this because I gotta get used to the grip.
True. So why don't we do block strike with 3? And there's a bunch of different ways you can get your leg and hip out of the way. I think the most efficient is the scooch. Yep, the scooch. The single kick flamingo also works, but it's hard to get fast, and you could, unless you have like proper footwear, you can get like caught up. Like these have no heels, and so I move like very smoothly from going backwards. I would recommend doing footwork. I'll just say that. The other, I've seen blade work and I've seen squat work, but those are both way more exhausting.
Squat work. I don't do much unless we're fighting a big old.
I squat a lot to block my legs, and it is never efficient. But that's why I have such strong legs, because I'm working them all the time. So I can't recommend it for a beginner. I recommend tiny scoot footwork. Okay, so that is going to depend on the engagement of your core. And so your body, the center mass, is ready to move over one way or the other. So like, show me a hop. Yeah, you've got very little center mass, so you move very well like that. I'm not worried about your footwork. Okay, you would do block strike with 3 and just do like a little scoot when I get to the bottom. I'll go first. Yeah, I whiffed on that. Wasn't that satisfying? Come in on me. You don't have good range right now. There you go. So your second one actually tapped under my forearm, which is a shot I would have taken. I won't move, just find your 3 targets. Yep, yep. Yep, and with a short sword, you are very rarely going to get the juicy leg sweep, because that normally depends on a little more range, but sometimes monsters come all in on you, especially in these lands. They definitely are enthusiastic. So with my short claws last night, I was getting plenty of 6s down. I was like, why are you so close to me? Okay, so just find your targets again. Very nice. Yeah, and the other thing, if you are moving your location so much, you don't necessarily need to full swing each time. So you'll wrap around them, and then if you can just travel downwards and tap on your way down, like you're already pronated with your wrist, you can just sort of like pop, pop, pop. And it's safe and legal per the rules because it's not the same location. You don't have to 45-degree swing if it's not the same spot. You probably know if you... Okay.
I know a couple things, so this is not my forte.
I'm gonna let you go do your other training adventure soon. Hit me one more time. I'm not confident that you have the 3 spots fast enough.
Oh, he said nothing. Okay.
That was so much faster. Did you feel that? Yeah, that was 1, 2, 3. You just drilled down the side of me. One more time. Roland's not bad for a human.
Take that?
Yeah, no. Humans continue to surprise me. So well done. You go train more.
I'll catch up with you after.
Yes.